Welcome back to Youthpad, and today we are talking about how young people out there are making a difference with various initiatives and foundations that they have come up with in helping the vulnerable people out here. And of course, during this time, we have many families who are left out. They don't have food, they don't have basic needs, that is. And today we have Annette, who is a founder of Arianet Foundation. She's here to talk about the foundation itself and how to come up with foundation in helping the vulnerable people. But Annette, we have young people out here who have the potential of helping, but they're kind of confused to kickstart this noble cause. What would you advise them, especially?
Okay, what I can say is, provided that you have that passion in you, because one thing, charity is not for everyone.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, not everyone can do charity. So if it's in your heart or within you that you can do it, just go for it. And along the way, God will provide the resources. That one, I have seen him do it. So don't be taken aback by the lack of resources and finances. Just start. And like they say, the rest is history. God will provide along the way. Yes.
But Annette, you've been going to rescue homes, yeah? Visiting children's home in donation of this food and of course food, sanitary wares.
Yes.
I mean, at some point, do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel like I'm giving up? Do you reach to that point and you feel like now I feel like I'm not going ahead of this, beyond this?
Yes. And actually it happens. And there's this major time that I almost gave up, like totally. I had lost my job and like this whole charity organization and everything depends from my pockets. So if I don't have the money, then I can't do anything. And so it's either me or my friends or the well-wishers and anyone that wishes to donate or support us in any way. So that time I didn't have any source of income. I was so overwhelmed. I felt like everything is falling apart. I can't do anything. I can't go any further. But then the voice in me, that's this a little small voice that whispered to me like, I need to carry what I have started to completion. Like it's something that God has started in me and there is no way he's letting me stop right now because I've not yet done what he wants me to do. So I had to push. And by doing that, I will get myself some odd jobs just to raise the money. I will even wash people's clothes just to raise the money for the charity.
All right.
And also my personal needs. I have a daughter. She depends on me. Like, I told myself there's no way I'm giving up on this. Neither on myself or on these kids that I'm mentoring and everyone that who depends on me.
Okay, what about you go to the children's home,
Yes.
you sensitize them. Do you also have maybe a sexual education? Because we understand some of them are so minor and they don't have some knowledge when it comes to sexual education.
Yes. Yes, we also do that. We do have mentorship programs as well, and I have a team who supports me in doing that. And sometimes we also get speakers who come and address the people. And so far there is this particular rescue home, it's called Wings of Hope, it's in Rai, Kamulu. So we've been standing with them, and it's a rescue home for the girls who got pregnant at an early age, either by family members, close family friends, or even strangers. So they are put in that home, and we all know what happens to a person who has been physically abused.
Yes. And also, do you have any partners or any organization reaching out to you maybe to sponsor you or to just, to collaborate with you during in maybe helping the needy in the society?
Not really. We don't have any supporters. So in case we are lack of funds or when we want to reach out to more people, we collaborate with other charity groups. So far there's this particular one in which I'm also a member. It's called Big Hearts Family. We do, mostly we do some charity together. And even right now during this COVID-19 pandemic, they are the group that we are partnering with. And my members, together with their members, we get to contribute and distribute to their homes or families. They're the only, I mean, other charity groups are the only, I'll say, sponsors that we work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also you've said about CSR, giving back to the society.
Yes.
I mean, you're working?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, how do you balance your work and also to ensure that on the other side your CSR exercise is well attended to?
Yeah, so I work 6 days a week. That is from Monday to Saturday. And sometimes we find that we have events on Saturdays. And I thank God for my team leaders and my immediate managers. Like, I can ask for permission when I have an event, either on a Saturday, and they will grant me that. But mostly we like doing the events on Sundays, because that's when most people are available, and that's when most people are willing to come and see what you're doing, and they're also motivated by it, and they want to do the same. Not really with you, but elsewhere, and it really motivates me.
Okay.
Yes.
So how do you even when it comes to finances, because I understand maybe you might be having less, how do you also balance your social life and also I mean your finances to ensure that your social life is well kept, and also we also have responsibility?
Yes.
How do you even do that?
Okay, of course we all have responsibilities, and being a mother, I think my responsibilities are even more. And so what happens is I always have a budget for each and everything, be it my personal care, my baby's care, and also emergencies, and for my charity. So, and apart from that, I also have a mom who depends on me, and I have to do that for her as well. So it's all about budgeting for yourself, and everything will fall in place.
Okay, so what are the challenges that you have faced in establishing such a foundation?
The biggest challenge actually is finances, because we find that we have to do something, we have to reach out to more people, but we're lacking the finances. Like, whatever we have is not enough, and we really need to get to more people out there. So mostly I have to do the photo shoots, and sometimes the turnout is very low. So we find that by the end of the day we've not hit the target. So I have to call upon my friends who are willing to come through and help. And also there's another challenge is, like, not everyone is really willing to help out, and you can't force anyone. No matter how much you see a potential in that person, and you're like, I know this one can come through. Okay. They don't. Okay. So you find like we've had several events whereby it's the day for the event and we've not hit the target. Yes. Like, we've not raised enough money that we wanted for that particular home or that particular event that we had intended for. So we find that I kind of get so overwhelmed. I don't even want to talk. Like, it's so depressing. And I thank God for my assistant. She's so heaven sent. I don't know. God just works miracles. And we are like, we even think this event is not going to be a success. We are not going to buy enough stuff for these people like we had planned to. But it ends up being even more successful than we had thought. People come through, like someone just comes out of nowhere and they're like, I'm buying this, I'm buying this. Another one says, I'll buy this. Another one says, I have this and this amount of money. Can I send you guys? And everything ends up being such a success, and it overwhelms me sometimes. I'm like, oh God, this is you. Okay, basically it's clearly that we face many challenges, and of course, so how can we deal with these such challenges? Because as we move on, we tend to have challenges that we even tend to stop pushing. How can we deal with these challenges? Actually, one thing I know, we cannot avoid challenges. Like, we just can't avoid. So what we need to have is a thick skin, I'll say, and an ungiving up kind of heart, and also being aggressive and keep on pushing harder for your purpose, because I believe each and everyone has a purpose as to why they're on this, they're still alive, because if not so, we would have all been dead. So one thing I believe in is pushing harder, no matter how hard it gets. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, during this time of pandemic, are you still reaching out to young people rescue homes and children's home?
Yes, we are.
I mean, how even are you permitted to see and offer your support to these young people, and especially from slums? And given that this is the time that we are being told by the government to observe the social distancing, and also you are going to donate, how is their reception? How do they receive such, and how you yourself execute such?
So what we do, we don't go in masses as we used to, because we really have to observe the measures that have been put across by the World Health Organization as well as our government. So what we do, we identify a home. Since we've already been to several homes, so we know each and every home's needs. And we know that now at this time, most home is hit hard. So we identify that particular one and we send one person. So whatever we collect, we send only one person to donate the items. We don't go all of us like we used to. Because initially we used to go like a group. We have a whole day event, interaction and everything. But now since we can't we can't socialize anymore, we just nominate one person and we give him or her all the items that is supposed to be taken to the home.
Okay.
Yes.
So in regard to that, you're visiting various children's home and rescue homes. I mean, what are the best memories of your time in helping and transforming lives? Because there's that notion that we young people are being told, it's being said that we seem to be selfish and also self-centered. It's been 3 years, right?
Yeah, 3 years. Oh my God, I have so many memories, all the way from Nakuru, around Nairobi. Oh, wow. Like, mostly what really touches me most is they maybe contact us later after our visitation and interaction and mentorship programs. They're like, we are so grateful to you guys. Maybe our girls or our boys are really changing, and it's something that we really appreciate, and we wish to see you more. Keep coming, like keep passing whatever knowledge you have with them and whatever gifts God has given you. And for some reason, I think that's kind of encouraging, especially for this lady, the one I just talked about. She keeps on reminding me, like, I just don't know how much to thank you. And I'm like, you thanked me
You
enough.
can accredit her for that.
Sorry?
You can accredit her for that.
Wow. I don't know if I should mention her name, but whatever messages she sends me, they kind of touch me a lot. And Sheila, God bless you and watch over your son. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so as we wind up with this conversation, what's your take on the need to train young people, including international, maybe in helping solving the problems in Africa and maybe here in the country?
Okay, first of all, we really need to be included in decision making, because most things really they kind of affect youths mostly, and the kids and the women. We are the most affected whenever there is a crisis in a country. And so what I can really urge, maybe the government, we get involved as many times as possible.
Sure.
Be it decision making, problem solving, because believe you me, there are so many bright minds out there.
Yeah.
Youths can really make a huge difference if given the opportunity. It's just that as much as they say opportunities are limitless, but some of us are limited. We can't access so many opportunities. For example, the kids in rural areas, in the remote rural areas, not all of them have access to whatever we in the city have. Like right now, people are doing online learning, right?
Yeah, sure.
There is a kid in Samburu, or even in my home county, Busia.
A lot of setback with online
There is a
learning.
kid there who doesn't even know what online is. How is he even going to access that?
It's a big challenge.
Yes, it is. So if only we are included in each and everything, then I think we are in a much better position to solve so many issues in our countries or even internationally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, do you get feedback from from the heads of rescue center that you visit, from the managers? Do you get feedback from them? Do you get, what are their views and responses in regard to the groups that you have visited? What do they say about them?
So far we've been receiving very positive feedback, and it pushes us to do even more and to reach out more, especially for the rescue home wings, which we've been supporting and mentoring. The feedback is so positive in a way that it can change anyone who feels like their life has come to an end. Because those ladies, most of them got pregnant as early as 14 years. So they feel like my life has come to an end. Me being a mom at 14 years, what next?
You're a minor and also you have a kid.
Exactly.
You're a kid with a kid.
You're a kid with a kid.
Yeah.
You don't even know what the future holds. You feel like no more education for you because you have to take care of your baby. Now the baby depends on you. But the hope we've given them, telling them this is not the end of it all, your journey has just started. And in fact, you're even much better than anyone else who is out there living a free life.
Sure.
Because you're now very responsible. I'm sure whatever happened won't be able to happen to you again, whether you did it willingly or unwillingly. Because now you've developed a defense mechanism, and you see the world in a much better position than you used to see it before this happened.
Yeah.
So like most of the girls there are so determined in pursuing their dreams again, in going back to school, because actually the rescue home is all about giving them another second chance. So their kids are taken care of as well as them. They have to go back to school. So you see, that's a second chance.
Sure.
So they have to really achieve whatever they had set for themselves. And it's so encouraging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and we, as we finish, we wind up with this conversation. What's your parting shot to the young people out there who have maybe this idea but they don't know what to do? We've talked about the steps maybe to start one, but of course we have those kind of young people who don't know what next now. You've told them the steps. What next now?
Okay, for me, what I always say is you don't need to be rich to help someone. You don't need to have a lot of money or finances or resources or whatever to help someone in need. It starts from your heart. And whenever you have a compassionate heart, trust me, you can still help. Even if you have 100 bob, you still buy someone a meal for a day.
Oh.
And we also believe in a life not lived for others, it's not worth living.
Wow.
Like, why are you even living if you can't forsake your own life for someone else? It's that simple.
All right. Okay, thanks Annette, for such a sharing conversation that we've had, and especially talking about your foundation and also talking about how ways that one can use and go through in coming up with such a, and also talking about how young people can be used by the government, in the government, to make decisions and also critical decisions. Well, thank you so much for watching Youthpad. That's where we wrap up our conversation tonight. See you next Friday. Remember, you can send us your feedback through our social media handles at CAC TV, Twitter and Facebook. My name is Francis Ngala.